Now it's time to talk about the reactions to all the reviews of Batman Aztec, but they only have a few because it's barely starting. We gotta talk about a little bit about the controversy of Aztec Batman because a lot of people are throwing a lot of things but not making itself sort of clear to give you an idea what's going on. We're not going that political. I'm just sort of explaining who is who and why this sort of happening to right here to make sense of everything so you can enjoy Aztec Batman. Now, the first thing is why some people are basically attacking this specific movie. It's because the drifters. That's like the first, and also you have another group. They're sort of connected. Like the drifters, for only reason what they're doing is because money. They know if they keep making this more controversial, the more people want to watch their videos and having more money and more views. The only problem is that it's sort of kind of backfiring because none of them really having the views they actually want. They barely making 100,000 views or less, and that's basically it. But ironically, most of them are European. That means very important because it's the European who has the beef with the Spaniards. And the reason why is the Europeans are the one who make the black myth, not the game. It's sort of the anti-Spaniard sort of propaganda. They sort of made it's sort of weirdly complicated, but it makes sense. If you hear a Spaniard angry about Aztec Batman, it is because they're saying anti-Spaniard. Because the black myth is all about kind of demonizing the Spaniards, how they're cannibals, evil, selfish. They take everything up. But the only problem is the black myth is not fully true. It's something that depends who you talk to, they believe it or not in Spain. Because even that be documented, people say the black myth is not true. They prefer calling it the pig myth. Is actually it's like a little literature here there explain that because nobody knows who actually made it. The only one is close to it is sort of the Europeans because the Europeans and Spanish has sort of beef, but the Spanish still added if every time someone talk about sort of like Cortés or something about Spanish history that is against them, they freak out and they call it the black myth because the black myth was so hard on them, they almost kind of drove them insane in a way. They like we're not monsters or anything like that. They just freaking out. And this is the reason why it became sort of a double-edged sword. When they have to use it, it's the right moment. And this is not the right moment. That's why you see a lot of memes on the trailer of Aztec Batman. Like they're like complaining this is black myth, they try anti-Spanish, even that technically it's not about them, it's about Cortés that is well known around the world that he did conquer Latin America. So none of things sort of make sense, but yet it's sort of ironic. It's like it's the Europeans who did this sort of black myth if you believe it, but at the same time it's the Europeans who trying to cash in on this anti-white kind of propaganda sort of deal. Like nothing really with them. They just trying to inject their politics into this movie that had nothing really to do with them. And only even Spanish barely have nothing to do with it. Just sort of basically Cortés, in other words, just to give you a sort of a general idea what's going on. But it is a solution to fix this. It's one thing. Do what usually Mexicans do, ignore it, because every single review in Mexico they reported this and saying the same thing. Just ignore it, and we do every time we talk about anything about the history of Mexico. Once in a while we have to talk about the Spain, not because we want to. It's just sort of it's the history. You kind of have to. But all that every time they do talk about Spanish, reappear saying anti-Spanish, even that. It's not about you, it's about Cortés and what he did in a group of people. He helped kind of conquer Latin America, and that's it. But once more, it's sort of obvious what's going on. Just ignore them. That's all you need to know. Now, the other side, all the reviews right now, we have 4 ready to merit, not yet see the score, but the people who have reviewed it do enjoy it, but they do have some buts. Like one of the biggest obvious thing is sort of the animation. Now, the company who made the animation is the same people who made Leche Quest. If you don't know what is that, it's sort of, you can see on Netflix. It's basically kind of Mexico version of Scooby Doo, but instead you have your dog, a bunch of kids. You have one kid or two, but everything is sort of monsters and creatures who are helping them to solve the mystery of whatever village they have a problem in, or sort of historical events. And that's basically it. It's just a fun adventure ride. But the only problem is the same people who make that has the issue of the animation. Like every time they do a project of animation, is usually okay. They have a lot of rough edges. It's sort of obvious when they announced this company will make this. It's something you have to put it in your back of your mind. The animation kind of sucks. And some of the critics, I find one critic in TikTok saying that exactly the animation is rough, but he did enjoy it. In fact, the first review I'm gonna talk about is from Uriel Cosabos, that he's automatically says the first seconds that it's sort of Batman make you happy or disappointed because it's not a really serious Batman. If you don't like on not serious Batman, this is not for you, because how he breaks it down, the movie is enjoyable. The fact he didn't fully like it, but yet he did enjoy the movie. That's sort of something about not taking serious Batman, not that good for him. If that sounds familiar, if you don't like a movie not taking it serious, specifically Batman, it's not for you. But yet he did said he did enjoy the movie what it was, because it's sort of a action adventure, sort of fun ride. In other words, even that the whole thing is a little bit inaccurate, but it's sort of obvious. You've seen the trailer. In fact, you've seen Twitter how many Mexican people pointing out, yeah, this is inaccurate, but yet it's still enjoyable. That's the thing he keeps saying. Especially if you go at the theaters in Mexico, they give you sort of a special gift. It's sort of Aztec sort of kind of sticker. Think of it sort of like a Willy Wonka golden ticket. Aztec Batman has something similar. It's shaped as a bat, Aztec symbols. In the back you see the logo of the Batman. But other than that, that's what they give you going to theaters. Now, the second review I found is basically from Keisha Leading. You find her on TikTok. It's the first video she reviewed of Batman Aztec, and she having the golden ticket of Batman Aztec, and she explains she does enjoy it. In fact, she has more breakdown of the video that how she explained it. It's all about basically the event when Cortez comes to Aztec islands, but it's sort of very minimum. Every single character is stripped down what they need to be, and also cut off a lot of characters from the original history, just the most basic characters to tell the story. But this is basically part one. Yes, they do leak out some reviews. This is part one because they're setting up for part two. And this one's just sort of an action adventure following all the Aztecs. And this first one is exactly what you expect of Batman, according to her. That is basically building up Batman, becoming the legend. Especially like the Batman's Begin movie. If you like that one, they tried to make that one into an animated version of Aztec, but they're making this sort of kind of like a action adventure, sort of comedy, not a level of Marvel, but sort of more brave and the bold, in other words. And that's basically the angle of this version. In fact, this is what the other reviewers said also, but yet it's disappointing is because it's trying to, there were sort of expectations way too high to actually deliver, in other words. And that's sort of the issue. That's what most of the reviews I hear is that they thought it would be very hyped. They kind of didn't deliver, but depends what you actually want. And that's what they keep saying in each review is like, keep your expectations low. Just realize you just gotta have fun. If you have that specific angle, you'll be completely happy. Now let's talk about the next sort of review where I found. Rapid Mandil, his review is sort of very short. It's like, if you like Batman, go watch in the theaters in Mexico because it's only in Mexico, and Friday the digital release will be released on the West, or Americans now words, if you wait for the English translation. In theaters, it sort of is not depends on you. Are you a fan of Batman? If you're a hardcore Batman, you watch it doesn't care about the reviews. You watch it because you're a Batman fan. But you are that type of Batman fan who want something good, not bad, depends on the reviews. Maybe wait when they actually streaming on HBO Max, because it's one of those they have a lot of technical issues, specifically the animation. The animation is done from the same people who did basically Legend Quest, so you know what you get. You watch that show or movies. Usually the quality is not as good when it needs to be. But other than that, it has potential, but yet it's not fully there. But once again, it depends what type of Batman you really are. And that's basically what this says about this sort of review. In fact, it's ironically, everybody keeps saying mixed feelings, that people really do like it. Is the fact it sort of depends on you. If you're a Batman fan, you accept what it is, just keep it low maintenance. Don't give it that high sort of status. Just realize it has some flaws, and yet you still enjoy it. Or wait when it's streamed on a digital platform like HBO Max. Now, I think that has one more review. Just give me a second. Roca, our last critic from the day till the rest of the reviews come out to the next day. Now, his opinion is basically, now this review is the weakest. That is sort of nothing burger, the words that he says it's a good movie, good culture. That's it. Like, it's sort of obvious this guy doesn't know what to say. But that's basically all the reviews for right now. Right now, the Rotten Tomatoes not yet set of the reviews. But the most of the people who watch it, how I understand it, some of them did enjoy it, but they love butts. It's a fun movie, but you have to realize it has some issues, because the company who made it, even though there are other companies who does it better, but they chose them for some apparent reason. But all of that, there is a fun, interesting ride. I don't know you. It's one question. If you're gonna watch it on digital when it come out, or you wait a couple weeks when they drop out HBO Max to see the full glory. Because let's face it, we're about to hear this sort of hard run about people with their thoughts. Especially, I kind of wish I could watch this on theaters in Mexico because of the golden ticket of Aztec Batman. It looks fun, but 100% sure they probably would drop it for a special DVD set, or maybe you could buy it on basically on Amazon or eBay. They probably resell it there. But once more, it's a very just a sort of ticket thing. They probably only give it into theaters, supposedly, because sometimes they sort of lying just to make sure you be there in theaters. Of course, some of you are wondering why this is only in theaters in Mexico, not United States. I did explain this to my other videos. The people who don't know, it's the fact for several reasons. One is the animation is more respected in Mexico. It's over inside the culture. If you just visit there for at least for a day, you would notice a lot of animation drawings around the places. And two is that people do go to theaters more often in Mexico than in the United States. In other words, if Hollywood falls, all the rich people who put money in making movies, they probably go to Mexico, give money to Mexican people to make more movies, because it's more promising. They actually go into theater. They will make their money back 100% the time. For right now, they stick to Hollywood because it's the closest one there for them. So just to give you an idea, the sort of scenarios in Hollywood it really is, and the reason why they decide to put Batman in Mexico, making it Aztec Batman. That's specific two reasons. And the third one is they mostly monetize and more easily make more money, because people were willing to spend more money in Mexico. Even that was going on, the situation, people still go to theaters nowadays, and that's basically the thing you need to know. I got nothing else to say, just up to you. Are you excited or not, or you gonna wait to come on HBO Max to coming out? Tell me down below, let me know. I got nothing else to say, just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.